It is now starting. So you are going to repeat what you have said. Yes, Omnia,
Okay,
thank you. You are going to repeat what you have said, Habibti. I have shared this quote in
yes,
order
doctor.
to know your point of view, your perspective about the translation in general. So, give me your opinion.
Yes, doctor. I said the theme of this quote. It's about how people do effort to do something and not just stay without any effort. So, and for the translation, I think that it's a faithful translation because it's make a balance between the literal meaning of the source language and the target language. It also take the context into consideration. So it's not just to translate a word by a word. No, it's translate by the literal meaning. And I
So,
think
in
that
your opinion, the faithful translation, yes, good. So, in your opinion, the faithful
also the
method of
source language.
translation is a good one?
Yes, doctor, I think it's a good one because it
Why?
not translate a word by a word.
By the way, what does it mean, faithful? What does it mean? What does it mean, faithful in Arabic? A faithful translation. What's the meaning of
Doctor,
faithful?
can I?
Yes, Rawan.
دكتور
Thank you. Thank you, Omnia.
دكتور
Okay, doctor, thank you.
حبيبتي. Rawan, go ahead.
Yes. Dr. Faithful هي معناها ترجمة صادقة. It means that in the text that he cannot omit a word or
what?
add a word
Is it
himself.
صادقة? Is it only روان حبيبتي a minute. Is it only صادقة? No, is it only صادقة? Do we have only this meaning only? Just let me ask your colleagues and later on I'm
also
going
يعني out of
to be back
context.
to you. Sarah Maitham. Sarah Maitham, what does it mean
It means
faithful?
موثوقة. الترجمة موثوقة. موثوقة.
What else? Thank you. What else? I am Muhammad. I am Muhammad Znaid. I've seen you. Yes,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I just know that the like definition for this one, like faithful translation. It's between
Since your kids are asleep,
sorry?
right?
Nope, I'm just like
Since your kids are asleep.
nope, I'm not sleeping. I'm just like
No,
I'm
not
sick or
you,
have
your
flu, so
kids.
that's why my voice like it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not talking about you.
Yeah, of course they are sleeping.
So faithful in Arabic, what does it mean? حبيبتي, what does it mean faithful?
مخلص.
What else? Good. What else?
Can we say true?
A faithful translation.
Doctor, can we say convey the translator intention?
Yes. What's the translation of faithful in Arabic? It is مخلص or what?
النية مالت الشاعر
أمين.
دكتورة يعني he aimed
ترجمة
to
أمينة.
translate the meaning, the message.
Doctor, can we say correct or right?
No, we don't have something as right or correct translation, as I've told you before, because we are dealing with something hidden in the mind or in the brain of the writer. We are trying to arrive to reach at approximate meaning, which is found المعنى في قلب الشاعر, just like in Arabic. So we can't get the exact meaning. We can't say this translation is correct and this is not correct. We say this is adequate and the other one is inadequate. We don't say right or wrong translation. We have two terms in translation studies. It is either adequate translation or inadequate. So the faithful translation is the one that Rawan explained, since you said that this is a faithful translation, just like Omnia Ahmad. So explain, Rawan.
Doctor, I have another opinion. Can I say about the text?
Yes, of course.
About the text.
Thank you.
Unlike Omnia, she said it is a good translation, but I think it is not, because it is word for word. It's forward,
good.
as we say. Yeah.
So how can you prove it? How can you prove it that this is a word for word translation?
Doctor, as we say here,
In what way?
نرصف طابوقة. You see here that we must lay one brick at a time. يعني شلون they don't have a meaning. He translated just like in their literal meaning.
What can you present? What is your alternative? What is your suggestion for the adequate translation? Since you say that
when
this
I
is
read
a
the
word
text,
for word
it
translation.
is out of context. Yeah, it
Out
is.
of context?
Yeah, it is out of context.
When you say it is out of context, it means that you are not giving an adequate translation. You are presenting a literal translation without meaning. When you read this target text, this is translated text, don't you get any meaning? Don't you understand it?
Actually, I didn't understand it, but he want to say that يعني there ما يصير أكو عجز أو
It's
يعني
great. Since
لازم الناس تشتغل.
you have a different opinion, Rohan, this is a great. No, this is a great. Since you have different point of view, you and your colleagues, it means that you have certain things in your mind and you are trying to prove it. Thank you. So Omnia says it is a faithful method. You say no, this is a word for word. Yes. Zina Najm, you brought something, although you are sick. Thank you very much. Can you participate, Zina? If you hear me well?
Hi, Doctor. I don't know because
Thank
my
you
voice
very
is
much.
not really good.
Yes. What do you want to say?
Doctor.
No, it is good. We can hear you.
Yeah, I want to say that context when that resonates, it's word. It's not really word by word, but can't not give us the really idea about the text. It's what's mean. What's the idea? It's hard to understand.
Okay, thank you. I am Hamid.
Sorry, Doctor.
You've read the source. Thank you, Zin. I am Hamid. You've read the source text and the target text. Yes, tell us something about the methods used in this in the translation of this text. Can you?
Aya, your mic is on.
Are you ready? So you are not ready to participate. Who else? Do you have another opinion? Do you have another opinion about this translation? Okay, then I'll stop presenting it in order. Stop presenting. Now we get back to our lecture for today. We are going to deal with different methods of translation. Okay. I have now only 17 students. Whoever I call and she don't say yes, she will be absent with 0. Okay? Let me check your names again, ladies. You are supposed to be present and participate. I'll check your names again, and whoever is not here, she will be considered absent. Don't play games with me, please. I am Hamad. I'll check your names again. She is here. Omnia Ahmad.
Yes, doctor.
Thank you. No, I'm just checking your names, Habibti. I am Hamad, Omnia Ahmad. Yes, and the rest are absent. I have only 16 students up to, mashallah, اليوم شكو. آية محمد، أمنية عماد، دانيا سعد، رقية عبد الحسين، رقية علي عبد الحسين، روان. منتج الدرجات بعدين لا تحاسبوني بنات ابدا، ما اسمح لاي طالبه تقول لي هاي شنو. زهراء عقيل، زينب محمد غالب، زينة النجم، سارة ميثم، سجا عادل، سورة صائب, although she logged in too late, but it's okay. Sumaya Rahman, thank you very much. This is a very nice picture, حبيبتي. طيبة علي، عليا شمسي. Okay, I have only 16 students. Only those are present. So please, ladies, we are going to take the lecture by you. Have you read the assignment? To be honest, please.
Yes, doctor.
Yes,
Which one didn't? Yes, which one didn't read it? Surah Sa'ib. Those who have withdrawn,
doctor.
they will get a 0. Please tell them, Rawan. Those who have left the meeting, they will take a 0 for their daily mark, as a daily mark.
والله دكتورة كتبت لهم حتى كتبت
اوكي سورة صعب حبيبتي.
هذا يومي حرامات.
بعد هاي
Yes,
مشكلتهم
doctor.
يعني حتى I've told your colleagues previously that we have in the glorious Quran a very nice verse, Quranic verse. Verse, by the way, sometimes it's translated as verse. You know the meaning of this word? V-E-R-S-E. Verse, sometimes it's translated as sha'r. But when it is used with the word Quranic verse, it is not sha'r Qur'ani. No, here it is translated as ayah Qur'ani. See, this is the danger of translation. You have to pay great attention to what? To the context. When you say it is out of context, Rawan, when you describe some text as being translated out of context, it means that it is ruined in translation. It has a very bad or a very inadequate translation. Okay, Randa, it's okay, Randa. So be ready to participate. Randa Taha, she has joined the meeting again. So a Quranic verse, a very nice one, I like it. It says that in أحسنتم لأنفسكم وإن أسأتم فلها. So those who are present and fully participate in your lecture, it is not mine, it is your lecture, ladies. So they will be pleased at the end of the course because they will learn something, they will pass the exam confidently, they will get good marks. As for those who don't participate, they have many absentees, they are just present in their names without any participation, without any contribution, without any note, even in the chat, they will get nothing from me. If they want to be able at least to pass the exam. So this is your responsibility, ladies. I've explained everything from the first lecture up to now, and I'm ready to say whatever you like, to add, to explain, to post different assignments if you like, but you are not allowed to get into the lecture without participating, without adding anything, without even reading the assignment. So Randa, since you are here, you are going to be the first one to participate. Okay? Randa Taha.
Okay, doctor, I'm with you.
Where are you?
I'm here, doctor.
Habibti. Good morning, Randa.
Good morning, doctor.
Most welcome, Habibti. So, here, Randa Taha Saleh. Yes, tell us what you have learned when reading this assignment about the methods of translation. By the way, you have studied different methods of teaching, and you have known what does it mean? by the word method. So today we are going to deal with the methods of translation. So tell us something, Randa.
Doctor, about the method of translation, we have many translation about literally, or what I'm studying in this lecture, like writing or reading or speaking face to face, or many method of translation.
No, I'm talking about translation. Yes, are we concerned with writing and speaking in translation?
Writing a translation. Yes, doctor. We have a writing translation.
Speaking. Are they the methods of
What, doctor? I'm
translation?
not sure.
Are we concerned with the speaking here?
No, not doctor. Not about this method of this lecture.
Yes.
The past of the lecture. The translation is.
No, I'm talking in specific, in particular about the
Doctor?
methods of translation. Have you read the assignment? Have you read the assignment?
What, doctor? What about assignment?
To be, you've read it?
I don't know what mean. What about the assignment?
You didn't
know.
read it, Randa. Don't waste my time, please.
No,
Because
doctor.
you didn't
I'm
read
sorry,
it.
but I don't know what this assignment.
What do you say? You don't know? We are
I don't.
you are supposed to read the assignment about the methods of translation. You have 8 methods
I don't
of
know
translation.
if you have
Yes,
assignment.
tell
or
us about them.
Sorry, doctor.
Okay. It is a 0, Randa. You've got a 0 today. Be careful.
Oh, doctor is not good.
طيبة Ali. Where is طيبة Ali?
Yes, doctor.
طيبة Ali. Yes, حبيبي.
Yes, doctor.
Lower hand, Ummi
the-
and Aya. Yes, good morning.
Yes.
طيبة Ali. Yes, حبيبتي.
Yes, doctor. The method of a translation, the
Have
literal
you read the
translation.
assignment? Literary? Do we have literary?
Translate. And the semantic translation.
Literary?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, go
and
ahead,
semantic
please.
translate. And free translate.
What do you mean free translate? What do you mean?
When you translate
You haven't read. طيبة. Thank
yes,
you.
doctor. Thank you.
حبيبتي. Surah Sa'ad. You have joined right now.
لا دكتورة النت كل ساعة يفصل عندي ويخرجني.
Okay, yes. You've listened to your colleagues.
Yes,
We
doctor.
have dealt with different methods of translation. So what is the use
Yes,
of these
doctor.
methods? Are they important? Are they
The literal
useful to you as a
translation.
translator?
Literal translation.
Did you hear my question?
Literal translation. It means source language.
Did you hear my question? A minute, Surah.
Yes, doctor.
Surah. I've said that you have 8 methods of translation. They are 8 in number. Are they useful to you as a translator, and why?
Yes, doctor. We have literal translation and word of word translation.
You are not answering my question. You are not answering my question, Surah. Listen, I've asked you a specific question. Answer it. You have different methods. They are 8 in number. Are they necessary, in your opinion? Or they are just for the theoretical consideration?
Yes, doctor, it is necessary.
In what way? Explain it.
It is traditional one words to another words.
Words, are we concerned with words, Surah? We are going to finish the first semester, and up to now you say we are dealing with words. Sumaya.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Habibti. You've listened to my question to Surah. We have different methods of translation. They are 8 in number. Do you find it necessary to learn them, or you can skip them? They don't add anything to your information.
What?
Have you read them? No. It's clear. Saja Adil.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Habibti. So, Saja.
Doctor, we have a translative method.
Can you answer? Yes.
Translation is depend on the aim of the translation, interpretive communication. There we have is depend on the idea of our message, which will be translated from the source language. It could be help the translator to translate the text in order to produce a good translation. We have 8 methods. Word for word translated.
So how can you differentiate? How can you, a minute, how can you differentiate between them? How can you draw a distinction between them?
It depends on. Because they
Thank you.
define as well in the process, and the method used to convey the meaning of the source language into target language.
Thank you, Saja. You are just saying word without any meaning. You are saying nonsense. This is nonsense. Saja, you are saying just repeating word without any meaning. Later on, listen to your answer. Dania Saad.
Doctor, I didn't read.
Dania, where are you?
Yes, doctor, here.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Habibi, for being honest. Ruqayya Ali.
Yes, doctor, I didn't read.
Yes, thank you. Zahra Aqil.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. As we've said that we have different methods. Scholars of translation have proposed different methods. Peter Newmark suggested that they are 8 in number. So how can you draw a distinction between them? Have you read? Yes, thank you, Zahra. You don't have the answer. Zainab Muhammad, or later on, Zainab, a minute. Sarah Maitham. Where is Sarah Maitham?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, we have
Yes.
several types of translation methods. I think there is a similar
Yes.
between word for word translation and literal translation. Yeah, there are both of them.
Yes. In what way?
Both of them are translated individual words.
What do
يعني
you mean
individual.
individual?
Yeah, I mean
Yes.
word by word.
So
Yeah,
can you give me an example
word
to
by word.
explain what do you say? Yes. What do
Yeah,
you mean? How can you explain?
as the example we have shared it before with us, when the translator translates brick as صخرة. I don't agree with this meaning actually.
طابوقة, not
Yeah,
صخرة. He
طابوقة.
translated as
I don't
طابوقة.
agree with this
And
meaning.
brick is طابوقة.
Yeah.
So why? What is the other meaning of the word brick? So you don't agree. What is the other meaning? It is a brick, طابوقة. So how to translate it? Do you have another meaning?
I don't know. I don't have another meaning for this word.
So how can you judge that this translation is not good or inadequate while you don't
It
know
is
the meaning of the
somehow
word
unclear.
itself?
Yeah, I think it is not clear. Yeah, when I read the target language.
Okay, can you give me another example? Yes, can you give me another example?
Another example. I don't remember.
Yes. How can you differentiate? How can you draw another distinction between the other methods? You have compared the literal with the word for word methods of translation.
Yeah, doctor.
How can you draw a distinction between this? Yes?
I think there is also a similar between semantic. No, not semantic.
There is a similarity.
Between idiomatic.
Sarah, when you say, Sarah, حبيبتي, when you say there is a similar, it means that when you say a similar, when you say there is a similar between, it is unacceptable in English. When you say there is a similar adjective, there should be a noun. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So there is, yes, very good.
Yeah.
So there is a similarity between what? The semantic you've said?
Between idiomatic translation and free translation. They are both deal with colloquialism and idiomatic. Yeah.
No, you didn't give me the correct answer, but it's okay. Thank you, since you have participated, but you didn't read well
Doctor,
enough.
I don't
know,
understand.
Sarah, but since you have participated.
Doctor, I don't understand. What does it mean? It deals with cultural words, or this doesn't deal with cultural words. I don't understand it.
Yes, but there are certain features. I'm going to explain it to you. There are certain features that, just like the one that you differentiated between literal and word for word methods of translation, there are certain characteristics in common, مشتركة, between certain methods of translation. You can pick them if you have read well enough, but it's okay. Thank you, Sarah.
Welcome, Doctor.
Saja Adil, حبيبتي. Saja Adil, you participated? Saja, let me see.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, you've participated. Zainab Muhammad Ghalib.
Yes, Doctor, I'm here.
Yes, Habibti, go ahead. Yes, tell us about the importance of the methods of translation. If they are useful in your opinion, do you think them useful or necessary, and why?
Yes, doctor. Of course, it is useful for translation. For translation, you should uh, doctor يعني you should look at the source and target language if it is out of context or not.
Yes, in what way? In what way?
يعني دكتور you should look the target language is a good translation so دكتور ما قاعد يعني شلون.
I'm going to ask you another question. You have studied here in this assignment 8 methods. So in your opinion, which one is the easiest for you as a beginner? And why?
Easiest?
Yes. Thank you, Zainab. طيبة علي.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, طيبة. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Yes. Have you read طيبة علي Father?
No, doctor.
Have you read the assignment? No?
No, doctor.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, حبيبتي. Alia Shamsi. Thank
Yes,
you for
doctor.
being honest. Alia. Yes, حبيبتي.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. In your opinion, which one is the
Yes.
easiest and why?
Yes, doctor. In my opinion, the easy translation, word by word, because it is easy for the translator.
Why?
It is easy because
Yes, in what way it is easy?
Yes, doctor. He can use the dictionary, and it's clear by the translator. It's clear. And the other methods, in my opinion, is very difficult, such
Yes.
as the free translation or idiomatic translation. It is difficult.
Yes.
Yes, doctor. In my opinion.
So, in your opinion, we have talked about the word for word. There
Yes,
is another method which is similar to this method. Which is it?
yes, doctor. Semantic translator, doctor, translation.
What do you mean by semantic translation? Explain it.
It is the translation about the meaning in general. Meaning in general, the source of the text. Sorry, of the
Yes.
text. Yes, doctor.
So, is the translation is the semantic method similar to the word for word? Because you've said that in word for word method we
Yes,
don't
doctor. I'm sorry.
pay great
No.
attention to
Yes.
meaning as it is written in the assignment. So there is a
Yes.
great difference between the literal
Yes,
and the
doctor.
semantic. The semantic is one of
Sorry.
the good methods of translation. And the word
Yes,
for word
doctor.
is one of the worst. Yes.
Yes, doctor. Sorry.
So, Alia, you didn't read
Yes.
well enough. You didn't read well enough.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, it is clear. Where is your name? It's okay. Alia.
Yes, doctor.
It's better than 0, but you haven't read
Yes,
well
doctor.
enough. I am Muhammad.
Yes,
Hi.
doctor.
Yes. So you've listened to the questions to your colleagues. Which method is the easiest in your opinion?
In my opinion, word for word, it's more easy because it's translated literally. So that's why it's easy for the like a translator.
Yes.
And the most the another method, it's
Good.
similarity for this one. I mean, word for word. I think it's literal translation. It's the same. I mean, it's two literal sentences. Yeah. And without, I mean, without cure for the grammatical section. Yeah, that's it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Can you give me an example, Aya? Do you remember a simple example to explain your point? In word for word. For example, I'm going to give you an example. I bought a red car. If I'm translating it word for word, I say لقد اشتريت حمراء سيارة. Here, what? I'll write it here. In word for word, inshallah, in the next lecture, we are going to explain them in detail. Right? Oh. Let's say I bought red. And I have another example. He has here. If I translate this example word for word, I would say
yes.
اشتريت حمراء سيارة. Here, what I'm doing, I'm just imitating the same word order of the source text without taking the norms of the target language. The target language is Arabic. So in Arabic, we are not allowed to put the adjective before the name, the noun, which is modified. While in English, it is possible. Here, we have the adjective and the modifier. Noun. As for the literal translation. Yes? Say it in English, please.
If you render it into word for word, أنا.
Yes.
أنا بوت اشترى يعني يصير أنا اشترى حمراء سيارة.
Yes, it's okay. Good. So this is another note. أنا. Good. Here you are imitating. Good for you, Rowan. أنا اشتريت. أنا اشترى. Yes. We are not minding. We are not paying a great attention to the grammatical rules, to the grammatical aspects of the target language. In Arabic, is it acceptable to say أنا اشترى حمراء سيارة? No, it is unacceptable. Here, we are using word for word translation method. كلمة بكلمة. أنا بوت اشترى a red car حمراء سيارة, because it is one مفرد. Okay? For instance, if it is a 3 red cars. أنا اشترى 3 حمراء سيارة. Is it acceptable in Arabic? Does the target language match the source language? Here we don't have a faithful translation. ما عندي ترجمة أمينة هنا. I have an inadequate translation. It is a word for word. You see, every word in the source text here is what? Is rendered exactly in the target text. نفسها أجيبها وأرجعها. Without changing, without taking the grammatical, structural, stylistic aspects or norms of the target language. What about the literal translation? Here, the literal method. Notice the difference. In the literal method of translation, I mind the rules of the target language, but I don't pay attention to the meaning. What's the meaning of itching hand? Good, Zina. She is participating in the chat box. Thank you very much. Very good, Zina. So, he has translated literally, first of all.
يده هو
Yes,
عنده يد فيها حتى I can't translate it literally, but I think itching hand.
يده تحكه. Yes.
يده
يده تحكه.
تحكه.
Here, a minute, Aya. Thank you, Habibti. I am going to get back to you. Just a minute, Aya. Here, if I'm translating here literally, I'm not translating word for word. Here, he has an itching hand. Instead of saying لديه يد تحكه, I may say يده تحكه. Is it acceptable here? Yes, because I'm rendering meaning. But here, about meaning, is it inadequate meaning or there is something wrong here? There is something literal here because this is an idiom. In English, itching hand, what does it mean?
I don't think in idiomatics it's different. I don't.
So what did you want? What did you want to say? Tell me.
What did you? I said if it's idiom or it's idiom translation. So I don't know because I never read it like this one. I mean, it never through on my student.
But we have.
This is the first time I see it.
Thank you. You are so faithful. But we have studied. We have taken this example before. We have taken this example. So here, this is an idiom. If I translate it literally, it will be funny. For instance, the manager, instead of saying he, the manager has an itching hand. If I translate it like that, say it Arabic, trying to convert it. المدير يده تحكه. أنا شغالة بالمدير. Suppose that someone is trying to charge the manager. Inspectors جايين مفتشين على المدير. And they've known that he has an itching hand. يعني معقولة ناس جايين inspecting the manager for having an itching hand. تتخيلون المشهد؟ Suppose that there are some inspectors, observers, أكو مراقبين أو مفتشين. They have come to see there is a complaint that the manager has an itching hand. أكو شكوى على المدير إنه he has an itching hand. يعني الشكوى جت على المدير ليه إيديه تحكه. So there is some great mistake in this translation. Why there is a great mistake? Because we are translating literally.
Doctor, is that mean he is
yes, Sarah?
thief? Is that mean he is thief? The manager?
Yes, but what is? Yes, he is thief. Not thief. He is doing something because you don't know the exact meaning, the adequate meaning of this idiom. Itching hand, it means يأخذ الرشوة.
Take money.
يأخذ رشوة. So look at the difference meaning. Look at the difference in meaning. المدير يأخذ الرشوة. Here, are they similar in meaning?
No, they are not.
Are they similar in meaning? Do they have the same meaning? إنه إيده تحكه وياخذ رشوة. They are totally different.
Yeah.
Why? Because we have translated literally. So you see the difference, ladies. You have to be careful. There is a huge difference between the word for word method of translation and the literal translation. هسه عرفت الفرق؟ Word for word, you are taking each word in the source text and translated in the target text. But in the literal method of translation, although sometimes you follow the grammatical rules, for instance, of the target text, but you don't present an adequate meaning. شغلكم بالمعنى, بالliteral translation, بالliteral method of translation, meaning is distorted. المعنى تشوه, is ruined. Why? Because you are taking only what? The surface meaning. You are taking just what? The words in isolation. أنت قاعد تاخذين الكلمات تعزليها عن البقية. Because you have translated itching, يحك, hand, yet. While itching hand is an idiom, ladies. So when you check in a dictionary, when you check this idiom in a dictionary as one word, it is itching hand, you will find out that this is an idiom which means to take a bribe, bribery. Is it understood?
Yes, Doctor.
So, Rowan.
Yes.
Can you give us more information about the importance of the method of translation?
Yes, Doctor. They are important to specify the context and to be easy to the reader. Also, to convey the message of the the message of the author, his intention, especially. Yeah. We have 8 methods, and in my opinion, the most.
What is the use? Yes, why they are 8?
They are 8 because according to the context,
why
as you said, according to the sentence. Because each one has a specific theme, you know. For example, communicative translation, I think it is the most difficult also, but it is important at the same time. And we have
in your opinion, ladies, do you think they are important for you? Is it important for you to know such kind of methods?
Of course, it's important to know if it is.
Do you need to know these methods or not?
Sure, Doctor.
Yes,
we have to know to know that if the sentence is that of the translation is good or not. Because sometimes when we read, for example, a translation
for you as beginners of translation, all of you ladies, yes, good. Complete, please.
Sometimes when we read a translated text, we realize that translated because it doesn't sound natural, or sometimes it sounds unnatural. So it's important in order to try to produce.
Good. So for you as beginners, yes. Sorry, I'm interrupting you because I don't listen to you. Your sound is interrupting. So complete, please. Go on.
Yes, Doctor. We have each one has its own. There is important. There is easy. There is difficult one. Yes. So the worst one we said word for word. The good one.
So I'm asking you. I'm going to ask you another question. Yes, I'm going to ask you another question. All of you ladies, if you are supposed to draw a distinction between these 8 methods, how can you? Depending on what? You can classify them into 2 groups. Omnia, Imad.
Yes, Doctor. Can we say depending on the aim of the translation?
Yes. Yes. In what way?
Yes, Doctor. For my opinion, the 8 methods are found just to choose the best method for the best method to carry out your translation. Just like when you want to translate translate a text, you should have some rules to translate, not just translate it a word by a word. No, you should follow the rules for the translation method. Just like if you want to translate item,
okay, good.
You should choose the idiomatic translation. when you want to translate a text and you are a beginner, of course, some they don't pay attention to the context, or they don't pay attention to the syntactic structures. So they will choose a word for a word, which
Aspects.
in my opinion,
Yes.
it is not right to use a word by
Good.
a word. But for the beginners, they may use it because they don't know the others rules of the other method. For me, when I am translator, when I translate a
Good.
text, I may read back to the all method that we have, just like the free method, the free translation, the faithful translation, or any other type, and I will choose
Good for you.
the most
You've escaped. Yes.
the most suitable one for my text.
Yes. Good.
Just
Good. By the way, ladies, yes, good for you, Omnia. You have corrected your answer. It is great for you because you have taken a 0 a few minutes ago, but now you are good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies, you've said that, some of you said that the free translation is one of the easiest, is one of the easiest methods. No, it is not easy. In the free translation, the translator is an expert to the extent that he or she is going to render the text, the original text, into the target text by using the most creative ways of translation. I'm going to give you an example. In one of the Shakespearean plays, Shakespeare says that he has a poetry and a poem. Says, shall I compare the summer's day? Can you translate it into Arabic? By the way, the, it means you. It is archaic English. It is an old way of writing, of using English. The, it means you. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Can you translate it into Arabic? Compare. Where do you go compare? Sarah.
Yes, Doctor, may I?
سارة ميثم.
يا دكتور، هل أستطيع مقارنتك بأيام الصيف؟
بيوم من yes, thank you, good. أمنية.
Doctor, the presentation is not a view for me.
What?
I didn't. I
can't
don't
see it. Okay.
see the translation.
زينة نجم, good for you, حبيبتي.
Yes.
It's great. Yes, I know it is. I don't know what's wrong with you, حبيبتي. Zina Najm has written in the chat box. You can read her translation. هل يمكن أن أشبهك بيوم الصيف? Very good, Zina. Okay. So some of the translators translated as. By the way, in this text, there is a cultural problem. You know the meaning of cultural problem, مشكلة ثقافية. Because in English, summer is what? Is a very nice season. What about summer in Iraq or in Arabic, in the Arab land in general?
Horrible, Doctor, horrible.
Isn't it a good season?
Hot
If someone,
dry.
it's horrible as hell. If a lover tells his beloved that she is similar to a summer's day, will she be satisfied?
No.
Never. Never.
Never. She will think if she's Arab, squeeze him.
No, doctor.
She will kill him.
It means,
While in
it means that
English,
he's just like hell.
yes, while in English, he is comparing his beloved as being similar to a summer's day,
Depends on the culture.
because summer is a very very great season there. So if I translate هل لي أن أشبهك بيوم من أيام الصيف, it won't be, it won't convey meaning. Here we don't have a communicative method. Here it will be a literal. It will be literal. Why? Because we didn't take the cultural aspects into consideration. When I translate, I have to take the target reader into consideration. لما أترجم القارئ مالتي اللي يهمني. I'm not concerned with the original reader because they have their own norms, their linguistic norms and cultural norms. تفهمون علي? Is it understood? Ladies, you understand what I'm saying?
اي دكتورة، بس دكتورة بالامتحان ما جبتيني شي جمل. الدرس حلو ممتع، بس الامتحان ما جبتي جمل.
Try to understand. هاي زهراء يحيى دخلتي على الخط وخربطتي الفكرة والحماس. بالامتحان ما أقدر أجيب ترجمة، خلي أحكي بهاي اللغة لأنه أدري كل الزين بركات سيد جوجل. البركات الجوجل موجودة بنات. So here, ladies, the free translation من ذا يقارن حسنك الفتان بصيف التجلى, for instance. بزهر قد تجلى. Free. This is a free translation because the translator did not render the same theme which is in the original text. Why? Because it is unacceptable in our culture, in our Arab culture, to praise summer. So here, he is translating freely. This is a free translation, ladies. It is not an easy one. It is one of the most difficult methods of translation. When I say free translation, it means that the translator is free to add, omit, do certain changes in the original text without what? Without changing meaning, the original meaning. So the translator should be expert enough to do all these things without being asked why you have done so and so. But in the word for word or literal method of translation, the translator find it just like you at the beginning of the course. You don't know anything. You didn't know anything about translation. So you were translating literally. This means that beginners or novice translators depend on the literal method of translation. Is it understood up to now? Here we have reached the end of our lecture for today. Ladies, please be careful. Your future depends on you. You are constructing your own future. A brick over brick. To translate it literally, you are the builders of your future. You have to be very careful not to waste time. You have to present physically and mentally. You have to participate. I have only few students who participate at every lecture, and the rest are just listeners. This is unacceptable anymore. I'm going to give you your marks next lecture, inshallah. And you will see some of you are great and the others are not. They do nothing just to what? Search Google or copy paste and that's it. They have nothing to do. They have nothing to add. They know nothing about translation. Sorry to say that. So next lecture, inshallah, we are going to take different examples about the importance of the methods of translation. Zahra Yahya, you will see if you are jobbing or not. You will see later on. Those who has used their own words, those who has thought about what to write, they know what they have written. But those who have just copied and pasted, they have nothing. They will get nothing from me. Okay? So please be careful. This is the first exam, and inshallah we'll have another one before your application. Next lecture, inshallah.
Doctor, this exam is...
A minute.
Doctor.
A minute. Let me.
Doctor.
A minute. Yes.